All right, what is up, everybody? This is Keith Jameson. Go back to guy 31 across the DFS industry. It's Saturday, November 27th, 13 game college football slate, end of the regular season, and all intensive purposes. Some huge rivalry matchups. Ohio State, Michigan, game of the season. I think it's game of the season. I can't think of another one. It's been a long season. UF versus Florida, worthless, but potentially not worthless for DFS. So a lot going on. So just a quick reminder, like, subscribe, comment. It's going to be like a 15-minute or less video. Try to give you a condensed player pool, the guys that I'm really targeting. Go from there. So let's just start out at the quarterback position. Tons of guys at the top. This is not a slate, in my opinion, to go up to the top because there's just some really nice options under 7,000. And I'm going to highlight three. One is Jordan Travis. Jordan Travis gets my just crap. I was going to say a craptastic. There's nothing tastic about the Gators right now. They just suck. Mullen's gone. Sounds bad, but I don't know if I'm expecting a response. I think the only reason that you could possibly get a response from this team right now is because it's FSU, and a lot of the guys probably know each other from playing with each other throughout their lives. But Jordan Travis, love the rushing upside. You watch my videos, I'm all about quarterbacks with dual threat ability. And he's just been actually become a pretty decent passer the last few games. Versus Miami, not an easy game. 18-26, 275, 62 on the ground, 31 DK. We like that. And then last week versus Boston College, 20-34, 251 yards. Only 26 yards on the ground, but still 24 DK. 6,900. Really nice price for that type of production. Big on Jordan Travis. And then I believe it's Aiden. I wanted to get his first name right. I'm like, O'Connell. I think it's Aiden. Aiden O'Connell has been tearing it up lately, and they really haven't done a good job of adjusting his price. 30 plus 3 straight net games, 54, 52, 39 attempts. So no dual threat ability, but huge passing upside. He has some receivers that is really nice to pair with. I don't know if I'll be there in cash because I'm going to spin up at running back, but in GPP, definitely a fan of it. And gets Indiana, who's one of the more disappointing teams in the country. Check the weather. It's going to be colder, but no sort of like rain, snow, not even that windy. So 6,500 Aiden O'Connell, I think he will be pretty chalky. And finally, we're going to go back to Florida. You're going to have to watch the news on this. So a couple of days ago, it was announced that Anthony Richardson would be the starting quarterback. And then immediately, and so, for me, been a huge AR-15 fan. I thought that a big reason that Mullen was finally gone is the stubbornness behind Emory Jones and not deciding between these two. And especially when it became evident that Emory Jones, don't even look at his numbers. Just Emory Jones, if you watch the game, he does not give Florida, in my opinion, as a Gator fan, I don't think he gave us the opportunity to win games. It was like a game manager. Anthony Richardson comes on. Yeah, he's going to make mistakes, but it's electric. And you can see right away that is the future of the program. This would be a great shot to showcase him. Versus Georgia, that was a terrible spot for him. His first career start was, in my opinion, best defense in maybe a decade in college football. So if he starts here, I think the biggest key is if he starts, I think it's going to be really hard if he plays well for Emory Jones to get in. And if he doesn't start, then you have to just avoid both, is my opinion. But 6,000 for Anthony Richardson, all aboard if he's starting. At the running back position, the top is loaded. I don't think I have to speak too much about Brian Robertson. Just been absolutely good for, wow, I can't talk. Absolutely amazing for Alabama. This is a solid matchup and a solid total versus Auburn. So I'm a huge fan of him. Travis Dye, though, Travis Dye and Adonis Smith are probably my two favorites. Travis Dye is coming off of a god-awful game versus Utah. This is, I believe, the Oregon State and Oregon Civil War. Please don't, if that's wrong, don't call me too much of an idiot. But, you had massive games, right? 37, 35, 35, 33, 28. Clunker versus Utah, where Oregon just gets dominated. Back at home, huge game. Love Dye to rebound. Maybe we can get some low ownership based off of that clunker. Abram Smith, this is an unbelievable matchup. Another clunker, right? 2 straight going off of a terrible game, coming right back to them. Before this, 15, 14, 43, 25, 18, 17. 6 versus Kansas State. Still got 21 carries. If he's going to get 21 carries here for Texas Tech, I think the upside is massive. Let me check my little cheat sheet here, see who else I wanted to target. I think if you go on the mid tier, Brown from Illinois is pretty solid. You're just a week away or a week departed from 32 carries at Minnesota. Game flow dependent, got behind versus Iowa. Northwestern should be a game that is pretty close throughout. If we're going to get 32 carries in that 6,000 range, that's pretty massive. So do like Chase Brown, deciding 3 of those, I think will be tough. Down here, I just want to bring in one more punt. Xander Horvath last season was like a guy that got up to 8K, would catch the ball a ton, was injured most of the season. He's getting back to it, getting around 10 touches. If we could get like 4 or 5 targets from him too, at 3,500, he could absolutely crush. So, and I like this game for Purdue to score and score a lot. Wide receiver, there's just a plethora of guys. I think if you do punt like Xander Horvath, or even, use some combination of Brown, maybe only one of the guys up top, you can spend up at wide receiver. If not, you're in that mid tier. The top of the wide receiver end, though, is elite. Jamison Williams has been absolutely sensational. He's putting up Devontae Smith numbers. You've got the Wake Forest guys in a good spot at BC, Roberson, A.T. Perry. The Virginia guys are in a good spot versus Virginia Tech. So you got Wicks and who's the other guy? Thompson. And then even Boy Kemp is a good play. He's not going to go owned at all because he's struggled the last few weeks. Ohio State guys, I really don't know what to do with them. They almost killed me last week. I'm petrified of them. But, 3 guys over 7,000 that are all commanding targets is just brutal because, there's just a really solid shot that one of the guys, especially against a good Michigan defense, which, the last time I said a good Michigan's defense, Kenneth Walker ran for 5 touchdowns against them, right? So I'm a little leery. But, God, it's just really hard to see all 3 of them going off. So that just means you have to pick the one that definitely doesn't suck. And I don't trust my ability to not pick the one that doesn't suck. If you had a gun to my head, I would play Garrett Wilson just because he's the cheapest. And I think he potentially, I think Smith is the most talented, but Garrett Wilson, I think it's like the most consistent, if that makes any sense. But maybe it's all of like Ohio State fans are going to come at me and go, no, you're so wrong. I'm like, that's not my team. I just know every time I get a highlight, freaking Wilson's over the top or they're always just running wide open. I can't imagine they can keep running wide open versus Michigan. I think David Bell might be one of the safest. Freaking, what is that? 34 catches the last 3 weeks. Yeah, I'm about that in a good matchup. So David Bell, I like. Let's see down here if we drop a little bit further. Milton Wright just showed up with a massive game last week versus Northwestern, 8 for 213, 50 DK. That ain't half bad. Let's see. Who else did I target here? I think where I start going, though, if I'm in this 5K range, is Raheem Jarrett. I'm a big fan of 5,100. Another clunker last week versus Michigan, right? But look before that, 10, 6, 5, 4. That's the kind of productions you want to see. Rutgers is a very soft matchup. I looked at the weather. It's going to be really cold, but again, no snow. I was trying to, every time I was like looking at a guy and who's like someone's going to bring up, I double checked the weather. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't like walking us into, a snowstorm. That would be bad. Conquo is the next guy I have highlighted to bring up from Maryland. Again, same game, but 25 catches the last 3 weeks, 4,400. Yep, that checks the boxes. Parker Washington, I think, is a little bit underpriced. If this game shows up to be a clunker, like, I don't know, in my head, I hate that I have I'm bringing up all these Big Ten wide receivers because it's cold. This is normally the time of year I just want to stay away from Big Ten territory. Yet here we are talking about quarterbacks, wide receivers, running backs. Geez, too much. Should stay down south. That's maybe in GPP try to avoid the Big Ten just in case. But their prices are just so good. But Parker Washington can catch its last 2 weeks, 4,100. That works. And then finally from Michigan, I think if there's a guy I'm going to target, it's Eric All. talented. I believe talented. I think he's like more like a tight end, but sometimes splits out. But talented guy. A few weeks ago versus Michigan State, 10 for 98 when the game did shoot out. Last 2 weeks ago, 4 for 64. No need for him versus Maryland last week. Michigan's wide receivers just get really, really spread out. They'd much prefer to run the ball, but sub 4K for that type of production, I think works well too. The game is a surprisingly high total. So I think crazier things have been done than targeting him. All right. Well, that'll do it. I don't know where I'm at time, but I'm pretty sure I'm good. You don't need me to be here for an hour and a half and dig super into guys. Just the top plays, build your lineups out. If you have any questions, shoot it in chat. I do my best to answer before lock. With that said, good luck. I believe I'll probably have a few more videos this year. Maybe only one for like conference championship, but it's been fun if this is the last one. Thank you all so much for watching. If you want to just pay for all of the videos this year, you could jump into grab a membership. That player pool I was just talking about is on there of my top plays, cash plays, guys I prefer in GPP, all the classic slates, all the showdowns, that's in there. You can just buy a daily membership, get onto that, or if you don't want to become a member, just subscribe to this channel. That really does help too. Thank you all so much for watching. With that, I'll say, see you.